So, you want to know more about Christmas? I can help with that. Christmas is celebrated all over the world, and it's a celebration of the birth of Jesus Christ. But what day do we celebrate Christmas? Well, let's explore this question. The exact year and date of Jesus' birth is unknown. In the 4th century, the Western Christian Church placed Christmas on December 25th, and that is the date we celebrate here in the U.S. They estimated this date by calculating 9 months from when Mary, Jesus' mother, became pregnant, and also because this was about the same time as the winter solstice, and Christians consider Jesus to be the Son of Righteousness. But did you know that in some other countries people celebrate Christmas on different days? For example, the original date of the celebration in Eastern Christianity was January 6th, and this is the date that is celebrated today in Armenia. Also, some countries don't use our modern Gregorian calendar, but use an older calendar, the Julian calendar, to calculate the date for Christmas, and there's a difference of 13 days in the Julian calendar. So, Ethiopia, Russia, Ukraine, and Serbia celebrate Christmas on January 7th. So you see, there are different dates that are considered the birth date of Jesus. Whenever you celebrate Christmas, it's sure to be a fun holiday. There are many Christian and secular themes around how to celebrate. Nowadays, Christmas is celebrated by an increasing number of non-Christians. Popular modern customs of the holiday include gift giving, caroling, a special family meal, and the display of various Christmas decorations, including Christmas trees, Christmas lights, nativity scenes, wreaths, and mistletoe. One of the most popular customs is that of Santa Claus, or Saint Nicholas. Santa is a figure with folkloric and mythical origins, who, in many Western cultures, brings gifts to the homes of the good children during the late evening of Christmas Eve, December 24th. The modern figure was derived from the Dutch figure of Sinterklaas, which relates to a story about a Christian bishop and gift-giver, Saint Nicholas. A nearly identical story was told by the Greek Orthodox folklore about Saint Basil of Caesarea. So, in Greece, they celebrate Saint Basil's feast day on January 1st when they exchange gifts. But where does our Santa Claus come from? Well, in 1823, a poet named Clement Clarke Moore wrote a poem called A Visit from St. Nicholas, and he told the story of Santa Claus who lives in the North Pole with a large number of magical elves and 9, well, originally 8, flying reindeer. Also very popular with Christmas folklore is the story of the Star of Bethlehem and the 3 wise men, or 3 kings. The story, which also has its share of controversy, goes like this. The 3 wise men saw a bright star in the sky and were inspired to travel to Jerusalem. There they meet King Herod of Judea and ask him where the King of the Jews had been born. Herod directs them to Bethlehem, a nearby village, and they follow the star that leads them to Jesus' house in Bethlehem, where they pay him respect and give him gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Frankincense is a kind of incense that you burn to make your home smell nice, and myrrh is a resin from a tree that's a kind of natural gum, or it can be drank with wine. Astronomers have tried to link the Star of Bethlehem with an unusual astronomical event, like a comet or a supernova. A modern addition to Christmas in the U.S. is Kwanzaa. African Americans have recently adopted this special tradition. The name Kwanzaa comes from Matunda ya Kwanza, which means first fruits in Swahili. Kwanzaa is celebrated with songs and dances, African drums, storytelling and poetry, and of course a large family meal. On each of the 7 nights, the family gathers and a child lights one of the candles on the kinara, or candle holder. Then, one of 7 principles is discussed. The principles, called Nguzo Saba, are values of African culture that help build community among African Americans. An African feast called a karamu is held on December 31st. Around the world, there are many different ways that people celebrate Christmas. In Mexico, the Philippines, and other Catholic countries, Christmas is celebrated with a tradition called Las Posadas. For 9 days, which represent the 9 months that Jesus' mother Mary was pregnant, there's a reenactment. Mary must journey to find shelter where she can safely have her baby. The reenactment goes like this. There's a new festival every day with a procession, kind of like a parade, going from one relative's house to the next. The head of the procession has a candle, and at each house, Mary and Joseph, on the outside, sing a song to the person on the inside, who responds by singing a song. And then, Mary and Joseph are finally allowed to enter. Once they let them in, there's a feast, a piñata, and much celebrating. There are many versions of Las Posadas, but can you imagine having Christmas every day for 9 days? Wow! In the Philippines, they have the world's longest celebration. They start in September with huge Christmas trees. Many are even 30 feet high, and they light up the streets with homemade lanterns called parols, made of bamboo and paper that are hung up throughout the towns and villages. Filipinos also celebrate Las Posadas, since Spain colonized them and brought the Catholic tradition. They call it Simbang Gabi. It's a series of masses held over 9 nights. And it's believed that if you make a wish after completing the 9 masses, it will come true. In Germany, a big part of the Christmas celebration is Advent. Several different types of Advent calendars are used in German homes, like the traditional one made of card that is used in many countries. One other popular Advent calendar is one made out of a wreath of fir tree branches with 24 decorated boxes or bags hanging from it. Each box or bag has a little present in it. So you see, Christmas can take on many forms, not to mention how important it is to the U.S. economy. Everyone watches very carefully to see if the country has spent more or less money on gift giving and charities in the last year. It is like a thermometer for our economy for the entire year. The commercial importance of Christmas grows every year. We hope you have learned something about this popular holiday, and may your Christmas, if you celebrate it, be jolly and safe.